have a lot of supporters here today. So many people turned out for you. I wonder, have you talked to them at all about some of the ethical concerns that have been surfacing lately, the reports about the subpoena, about your associations with One Door for Education? What have you said to your supporters?
I absolutely have not said anything to them because I didn't need to say anything to them. First of all, I have a team of attorneys, and they indicated to me that I should not talk about this matter until you have all of the information. Now, I know there were some questions about the House. The one thing about the House, first of all, it won't be no leaks. The House won't, I won't read one side in the paper and not see the other side. Won't be no leaks in the House. When they ask, it's a process in place. And I'm comfortable with the House. And so they got a procedure, and that's fine. Now, my constituents, they're here. And you can ask them anything you want to ask them. But rest assured, they don't have any questions for me because they know me. And they support me. And they know. Let the work I've done speak for me. So when I read in the paper this, that, and other, they know the story. So they don't have to ask me any questions. You have to ask the questions, but they know the answer.
That's the question we're asking is, you know, it's time to let people know what happened and your role, if there is any role.
Okay, but do you think it's time if my attorneys say it's not time? I pay them a lot of money. I mean, honestly, they tell me, zip it until we tell you. And they're doing their due diligence.
But Congresswoman Brown, don't you think the people you're representing have the right to know what's going on with their elected officials?
Oh, no question about it. But do you think that if I've had a team of attorneys and they told me to zip it, or else they would divorce me, I don't know what you think I'm going to say. Now, let me tell you something. This is every media in the state, and I want to talk to you all. I got a lot I want to say, but I've got to follow. Where's my attorney? Is one in here? No? Okay, yeah. It's plenty of, but they've told me to not talk about anything that they're doing their due diligence. I've got a team. You saw that I've got a team, and so I've got to listen to that team. Now, if you want to ask me some questions about the redistricting, I want to hear it. Yes, sir.
Congresswoman, you haven't run in this area before.
That's right.
If the court rules against your position, how do you think you'll fare over here in this part of your district? I'm
going to wait until the court rule. I'm gonna wait and see what the court is going to say. You know, everybody says, well, you can win anywhere. It's not about me winning. It's about the African Americans having an opportunity to elect a candidate of their choice. And when you look at the area, and from Jacksonville over here, you look at those counties, they don't have an elected official that's African American. Not one. Now, recently I took the train from New Orleans to Jacksonville, and we had hundreds of people turning out. You know, everybody knew about 9/11, but no one knows that it was over 3,000 people that got killed during Katrina. I wonder why they didn't know that. Over 3,000, because they were black and poor. And we have these black and poor pockets all over this state and all over this country. And they need a voice. Yeah. We don't need to go back to what it was before.
Congresswoman, did you know Vaughn Alexander was a subcontractor for JTA? And do you think that's a conflict of interest?
Oh, no, I don't know. Where are you from? Channel Fox?
I'm actually Jax.
Oh, good. But let me try again. My attorneys said don't answer any questions. Now, and so unless you have a question about redistricting, did I mislead you that I was going to talk about anything other than redistricting?
The people that you represent have
no, these are the people I represent.
There are more than just the people in this
district. Yeah, and absolutely. And my phone is being blown up, and they're calling, telling me that they're praying for me. And so what I'm saying is I have no comments whatsoever.
Congresswoman, outside the specifics of to that case, the last time the Department of Justice asked the Ethics Committee to slow down, to defer to them, those two members went to jail, Michael Grimm, Jesse Jackson Jr. Are you concerned that there's a real level of, is there any real level of concern to you that the Department of Justice is...
Hey, listen, I think it's scary anytime anybody come and ask you questions. But the point is, if you know the answers to the questions, and you have a team of attorneys that's working on it, you let them handle it. Period. Period. In fact, my attorney said, don't do this press conference because of these two questions here. I said, no. I'm doing the press conference. We're talking about the redistrict. That's what I'm interested in. And I've been fighting this fight. And I do think it's an organized effort to take me out now. Now, I do believe that.
You think at the administration level, the Department of Justice level?
And when you say administration level, I hope you're not talking about the president.
Well,
and
he's
so
the one who controls the Department of Justice.
Do you think he talks with the Department of Justice? Do you think he tells the Department of Justice what to do?
Where's the organized?
Hey, listen, my attorneys told me in this
I'm actually
area.
responding to a comment you just made, though.
Oh, good.
I'm asking where the...
Well, I'm saying that's why I shouldn't make no comments.
Are you confident that when this is
Oh, yeah, I do.
that you'll come out clean?
Oh, I am clean. Goodness, clean. Yes.
Representative Brown, what bearing, if any, do you think the Jefferson County ruling has on your case?
Well, you know, I talked to my attorneys, and I've talked to several attorneys about it. And I feel that the prison is a major part, but you got to get, from what I could gather from the hearing today, that they need additional information. I'm going to make sure we get that. Experts. And let me just say one thing. I want everybody to hear this. One of the reasons why we have not gotten, you know, it's very expensive to go in court. And I heard them, well, why is it that you didn't have something? And someone slipped me a note that cost $5,000, and someone else said, well, that costs $10,000. So this is very expensive, and so I am going to need help. And everybody, and I've seen these candidates on TV saying, "Help, send money." I've never said that. Help, send money.
What are you asking for money for?
To help with the legal fight.
Of redistricting or the ethics legal fight?
Okay, now what are we talking about?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, yeah. What are we talking about?
Both.
And you know, I often think about the question that you asked me, and it was asked in the court today. You asked me, what about the people up here? They don't have representation. You asked me that the last time I was in Tallahassee, and you know, and you're from Jacksonville. What about the people that I represent in Eatonville and Sanford and Gainesville? They're not going to have representation. And the idea, and I'm not going to call the member's name, it took me almost 20 years to get the Sanford Housing Authority cleaned up. So now you telling me the only person that needs to represent that area want to sell the Sanford Housing Authority?
Sanford was taken out of your district after a special
No. Sanford is still in the District 5. Sanford is there. No, it is not out of my district.
And back to my question, when you were saying you need money, I just want to make sure I'm clear, understand.
Okay, let me ask you a question. We're talking about redistricting, and I said, how do you go online and make a contribution to Corrine Brown? You have to say Corrine Brown for Congress, $5, whatever. I've seen candidates do it on TV. I think it's amazing. I never thought you all could afford it.
The League of Women Voters is arguing that you've got, under their map, you've got an opportunity for an African-American seat in North Florida as well as Central Florida.
No, I don't agree with it. If you look at that district, the 10, and listen, I think my attorney said it over and over again in court, we want more African-American districts, but I have an access district. You can draw 10, you can strengthen it, but if you look at Florida, if you look at the percentages of African Americans in Florida, we only have one seat, and that's in Miami. Alcee Hastings district is, you change the lines a little bit, is no longer African American, it's Jewish. And my district it has always been an access district. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you can draw 27 of them. But the point is, do not disenfranchise the people that I represent. And the League of Women Voters don't speak for nobody in this room, not one.
So they were talking about communities of interest. One argument that the intervener attorney made was that there could be communities of interest stitched. Any number of urban areas in Florida could kind of constitute.
Absolutely. Let me just tell you a story. I used to represent St. Augustine, St. Johns County, and when they constantly have refined the district, trying to make it look a certain way. All right.
One last question.
The meeting restaurant is asking.
Okay, can I answer her question because I think it's important. And so the ministers in St. Johns County called me over. It was raw sewer on the ground. And so I helped them get a federal grant. And I went to see Jeb Bush. And I was talking to him about it. And he says, well, Corrine, St. Johns County is one of the richest counties in Florida. Now, I want to be clear. It could have been Jeb Bush. It could have been any governor. But I said the area I represent remind me of Haiti in St. Johns County. So I don't know where you're from in Florida, but we got these pockets in our area, even over here in Tallahassee, that they have had representation, but they've been ignored. They've been ignored, and that's the point I'm making. When you look at the problems that I had in Sanford, and to this day, I was the only person that spoke up when Trayvon Martin was killed. Jackie Robinson and the other players, they had to get a special permission from the baseball league not to stay there. They spent the night in Daytona because of the situation there. And I can tell you it's still a hot situation in that area. And so I want to repeat that we have major problems in this state and the area that I represent.
Did you have any problems with the judges today with their line of questioning?
No, what could I say? I mean, I'm not my attorneys say I'm an attorney wannabe. So I don't quite understand all of the questions, but I thought they were good.
Congresswoman, the restaurant is asking.
Okay.
Would you appeal the injunction ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court, which is actually under these type of cases where it would go? Are you prepared to go to the U.S. Supreme Court?
Oh, I'm prepared to do whatever is necessary.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank
This
you.
concludes the press conference.
Yeah.